Good morning, class 9. Welcome to a new academic session. I, Sudeshna Mukhopadhyay, is your maths teacher. Each and every day, I'll be sending you one lecture video on the subject, starting from the first chapter. And at the end of the chapter, there will be assignments given, and you have to send it back to me on the within one day. Okay, and I know it's quite difficult in this way to study, but it is difficult outside also. It's lockdown everywhere, but studies can't come to an halt. Even if the world comes to an halt, we must continue our studies. So with your love and cooperation, I think we will be able to score good marks in our exam, right? Okay, so let's begin. So today we will be starting with the first chapter, that is number system, right? Okay, let's begin. Now, when you were a kid, when we used to say that what are numbers, okay? What comes in your mind first? 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, right? But as you grew up, you came to know there are two types of numbers. One, positive number, and the second one is negative number. Okay, positive number and negative number. Now, how can we show that this number is positive or negative? Now, for that, we need to draw a number line. Number line means it's an imaginary line with 0 as its midpoint, and we have two arrows in both the axis, and the right side of the 0 denotes the positive number. We plot all the positive numbers in the right side of the 0 and negative numbers in the left side of the 0, 0 being in the midpoint. Okay, now what are the positive numbers? We can say 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. And negative numbers as -1, -2, -3, -4 and so on. You see, 0 is the midpoint and it goes on increasing. The numbers goes on increasing as we move towards the right. And here you see -1, -2, -3 and -4, which means the number goes on decreasing as we move on this side. Okay, next, now all these positive and the negative numbers together are known as integers. So what are integers? Integers are collection of positive numbers and negative numbers. Okay, now if we say I'll consider only the positive numbers, okay. Now if I say the numbers, if I want to denote the numbers from 1 to the end, okay, till infinity, then I say it as natural number. Okay, natural number, it starts from 1 and continues till infinity. Okay, and if I say, if I want to include the 0 also in natural number, then I say it as whole number. Okay, and whole number starts from 0, then 1 and it goes on till infinity. So we come across two types of numbers, positive number, negative number. Then if we plot it on a graph, then right of the 0 is the midpoint, and right side of the graph is the positive number, left side of the graph is the negative number. Okay, now if we consider positive and negative numbers together, we tell it as integer. If we say natural number means positive numbers that begin with 1 or that includes 1 until infinity. And what are whole numbers? Whole numbers are numbers that which starts from 0 until infinity. Okay. Now you may also say that then what are these type of numbers like 1 by 2, 3 by 4, 5 by 7, etc. Okay. These numbers are known as fractions. Okay. Or you can say them as a new term, rational numbers. Now from the word itself you can understand it is coming from the word ratio. Ratio means what? Which is having a particular numerator and a denominator. Right. So the word ratio, rational number, comes from the word ratio, which means it has got numerator as well as denominator. Okay. Now then, can each and every term, what are the special features of these rational numbers? Now see, rational number will always, if we want to represent a rational number, we represent it by P by Q. Okay, P representing the numerator and Q representing the denominator. But there will be a condition that P and Q have to be integers and Q cannot be 0. Okay, so P by Q for rational number, it is represented by P by Q. For that we have to see that P being the numerator and Q being the denominator have to be integers. Integers means what? Both positive and negative numbers, right? That we have studied earlier. So both positive and negative numbers together are known as integers. Okay, so P by Q means P and Q have to be integers and Q should not be 0. Okay, then only we can say them as rational number. Another factor is that P and Q have to be co-primes. Now what are co-primes? Co-primes means if we say 2 and 3, you know they are prime numbers. If we say 4 and 9, they are not prime numbers, but we can say them as co-primes as they do not have any common factor. They do not have common factor in between them. Okay, they do not have common factor. So P and Q have to be co-prime, that is P and Q cannot have common factor in them. Okay, only then we can say them as rational numbers. Every integer can be represented as rational numbers. Suppose if I say 4, okay, how will I represent it as rational number? We can say it as 4 by 1. Okay, if I say is 4 by 5 a rational number? Is 4 by 5 a rational number? So what will be your answer? Since 4 and 5 are integers, and 5 is not equal to 0, 4 and 5 are co-primes, hence they are rational numbers. Okay. Now suppose if there is a question like find 3 rational numbers in between 3 and 4. Now if the question comes, find 3 natural numbers in between 3 and 4. Now see, there can be huge number of rational numbers between 2 positive numbers or negative numbers. I mean 2 integers. Okay, if I say 0 as the midpoint again, let's brush up again. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this side is the positive numbers as I told you before, and this side are the negative numbers. Okay, now see, 3 and 4, there can be innumerous numbers in between 3 and 4. Now how to find all those numbers? What were our ways? I mean, for being a rational number, that P and Q should be integers, second thing, Q cannot be 0, and P and Q should be co-prime. Okay, now when I have this type of question, first I need to see how many numbers I need to find. Here I need to find 3 numbers, right? So always, as the numbers required are 3, so we'll add plus 1 to it. Okay, so we can say or we can say or rather, so we need to add 1 to the number, which means 3 plus 1, right? Now what are the numbers in between we will need to find? 3 and 4, right? 3 and 4. Now what we are going to do, we can say that 3, if we express as a rational number, we can say it is 3 by 1. Similarly for 4 also we can say it's 4 by 1. Okay, now since we'll add 3, we'll multiply 3 by 4, and similarly here we'll multiply 4 with 4. both the numerator and the denominator. So it comes as 12 and here 4, right? And here it comes as 16 and 4. So you see, both are coming as like terms. What are like terms? Which have similar. This is not part of the chapter, but still I am telling you, like terms means similar denominator. Right. So this comes as like terms. So how many numbers are between 12 and 16? 12, 13, 14, 15 and 16, right? So we can say the numbers are 13 by 4, 14 by 4, 15 by 4, in between 3 and 4. How 3 and 4? If we reduce it, this is coming as 3, and if we reduce this is coming as 4. So what are the numbers in between, rational numbers in between 3 and 4? 13 by 4, 14 by 4, 15 by 4. Okay, so this is how you solve this kind of problems. Now if I say you, second problem, if I say you to find rational number in between two rational numbers, say 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. Okay, if I tell you to find rational number in between, let there be 5 rational number, again 5 rational number in between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. So I will solve this type of problems. So as you know, 5 rational numbers you need to find, right? So what will be your first step? First step is to add 1. The number of rational number asked, you have to add 1 to it, so it makes 6. Second step is you have to multiply both the numerator as the denominator with the number. So it comes as 18 by 30, and here it comes as 4 by 5. This comes as 24 by 30, right? 18 by 30 and 24 by 30. So how many numbers are in between this? Okay, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 and 24. So between 18 by 30 and 24 by 30, how many numbers are there? You see, 5 numbers are there. So you can say, if you reduce this to lowest term again, you will get again 3 by 5. So you can say 19 by 30, 20 by 30, 21 by 30, 22 by 30 and 23 by 30 are the 5 numbers that are between 3 by 5 and 4 by 5. Okay. Now students, we come across another type of number which is known as irrational number. Now what are irrational numbers? Numbers which cannot be expressed in P by Q form. Okay, it's just the opposite of rational number, that is, it cannot be expressed in P by Q form. Now what are these numbers like? Like, as you know, root 2, root 3, these are some of the examples. Root 5, root 6. Now you see, among these numbers I have skipped root 4, right? Now you may be wondering, why did I skip root 4? Now you see, root 4 is a perfect square and root 4 means 2, right? Now 2 is a rational number. You can express it into P by Q form, that is 2 by 1. So root 4 is a rational number. But can you express root 2? No. Root 2 is not a perfect square, so it cannot be expressed as a rational number. Now, how to find out whether a number is a rational number or an irrational number? Now, to find out, the things you should keep in your mind are, first thing, okay, let us notice the number. First, see root 2. What is its value? You know, the value of root 2 is 1.4142 and so on. What is the value of root 3? 1.732050 and so on. That means what? In both the cases, you see, it has got decimal number, that's no issue, but the number after the decimal is non-terminating. Is non-terminating. And another thing you notice, that it does not follow any pattern, or you may say it is non-reoccurring. Okay, that means what? It should be non-terminating and non-reoccurring. Now you can create any irrational number by yourself. How will you create? Suppose if I give you a number as 1.24. Now how will you create innumerable how will you create an irrational number from a rational number? What things you should keep in mind? It should be non-terminating and non-reoccurring. So what you can do is, you can convert it by putting some non-terminating terms which do not follow a particular pattern. Okay, let me give you another number, like if I say to convert 1.05. okay, now how will you do that? 1.05, 02, 01, 0 0 1. Okay, so in this way you can create innumerable irrational numbers. Now if I say you that to plot these irrational numbers on a number line, first irrational number let us consider as root 2. Now if I tell you to plot root 2 on number line, now how will you do that? You know that it's easy to plot 2 on number line, right? 0 in the middle, 1 2, right? So it's easy to plot it's easy to plot 2 on number line, but root 2 it's very difficult. Now you know, suppose for this you need to take 1 from this side. Okay, if you consider this as an axis, this is x-axis and this is y-axis. Okay, and if you consider that, considering the positive axis, see, if you consider, you take unit distance from 0 on the x-axis as well as unit distance from y, unit distance of y in the y-axis, and you plot a point over here. So what is the distance? This is 1 and this is also 1. The distance covered is, here is 1 and here is 1. And by the Pythagoras theorem, you know, if we join this by a dotted line, you know that these forms a right angle triangle, right? And so by Pythagoras theorem, you know that, suppose if I say this as point O, A and B, then by Pythagoras theorem, distance OB square will be what? Will be OA square plus AB square. Okay, if I want to find out this distance, then OA square plus AB square, OA square and AB square. So OA means what? 1 square, and AB means what? Again 1 square, which is 1 plus 1 is 2. Now what I need is the value of OB. So the value of OB will be root 2, right? So this, the thing that we did not know till now, is root 2. Now this is not a number line. This is away from the number line. Now I need to plot this on the axis. Okay. Now how will I do that? Considering O as the center and considering this as the radius, if we consider an imaginary circle. Okay, I'm not good at drawing. Okay, just please adjust. Okay, if we consider OB as the radius, and if we draw an arc you understand, no? If we draw an arc on the number line, then if this is radius, this should also be the radius. So this point, if we mark on the number line, then it gives us root 2. Now let's plot root 3 on number line. Okay, again we will be drawing the number line 0 at its midpoint, 1 2 3, and we need the y-axis also, so 1 2. Okay, now see, we already know that root 2 is somewhere in between 1 and 2. Okay, so previously we had found out that root 2 was in between 1 and 2. So if we this distance, if we consider this value is root 2, if this is O, this is A, and if we move unit distance in y-axis and if we plot the point, this comes as 1. Okay, so this distance is root 2, this distance is 1. So again, if we form a right angle triangle, starting making O, if this is A, let this be B, making OB as the hypotenuse, then forming a right angle triangle, then by Pythagoras theorem, we can say so by Pythagoras theorem we can say, if we need to find OB squared, that means the hypotenuse of the triangle OAB, okay, right angle triangle OAB, so we can say it is OA squared plus AB squared. So what is OB then? OA is what? Root 2 square plus AB is what? AB is 1, so 1 square. So root 2 means what? Square of root 2 means 2, and square of 1 is 1, so it comes as 3. So what is OB then? OB is root 3. Okay, OB is root 3. If OB is root 3, if this value is root 3, then again by the previous method only, we'll taking O as the center, OB as the radius, we'll draw an arc, and hence the point that we get is root 3 on the number line. So on the first day of your class, what have you learned? Numbers, positive numbers and negative numbers. There are two kinds of numbers, positive and negative. Now positive and negative numbers together as a whole are known as integers. Now then comes whole numbers, which starts from 0 and goes on till infinity. Then comes natural numbers, which is 1, 2, that means all the positive numbers till infinity. Then comes rational numbers and irrational numbers. Difference between rational number and irrational number is, rational number can be expressed in P by Q form, but P and Q should be O primes, that means there should not be any common factor between them, and Q cannot be 0. And irrational numbers are what? Irrational numbers are just the opposite of rational numbers, which means it cannot be, if n is an irrational number, it cannot be expressed in P by Q form, and it will have non-terminating terminating numbers, and there will be non-reoccurring decimal numbers, right? And we can convert one rational number to an irrational number by just adding some non-terminating numbers after it. Okay, this is what we have learned. And how to plot rational numbers we have already seen in our previous classes. Today we have learned how to plot irrational numbers into the number line. Okay, now from today's lecture, I am giving you one assignment. This is your assignment 1. Okay, now here I have given you 5 questions, 1 2 3 4 5 questions, and you need to work out the sums and send it to me within 1 day. Okay, that means if I am sending on 25th, you need to submit by 27th. Okay, by 27th morning I need all of your worksheets. Okay, all the assignments should be submitted. Okay, so let me explain the question. First one, what kind of a number is 0? I need to know what is 0, whether it's a rational number, irrational number, natural number, whole number, positive number, negative number. What kind of a number is 0? I need to know. Okay. Second is, find 3 rational numbers in between 4 and 5. 4 and 5 are 2 integers. Okay, and in between 4 and 5 I need 3 rational numbers. Okay, then next question is 4 rational number in between 3/7 and 4/7. Okay, fourth question is, are all integers whole numbers? It's a question. Only yes or no will not do. I need proper explanation. Okay, why do you think that all integers are whole numbers or all integers are not whole numbers? I need proper explanation. What comes in your mind means you will think all the points that I have said about whole numbers, about integers. Keeping those points in mind, you will have to say. Okay, and next is plot root 5 on number line. You have already seen how to plot root 2, how to plot root 3. So I need you all to find out root 5 on number line. And one hint I have given, 4 plus 1 is equal to 5. Now how 4 comes, how 1 comes, you all think about it and submit to me. Okay students, was it difficult? I don't think so, no? So from the beginning itself, I'll suggest that from the beginning itself you study. Okay, I've given you 5 problems as I told you beforehand. I must see that all of you complete it and send it back to me within the date given. Okay, and if you start from the beginning, it won't be difficult for you. Please do that. And thank you for patiently listening to this video. Have a nice day.